Colin had always wanted to be on television. He was not an actor or a singer, but he had the kind of confidence that made him believe he would shine under bright lights. So when the local morning news announced they needed audience volunteers for a live segment, he signed up immediately. The theme of the segment was fun community activities. The studio asked guests to wear something colorful. Since the background would be plain and the producers wanted everyone to look lively, Colin took that advice to heart. He decided to wear his favorite bright green suit, a flashy outfit he had bought years ago for a costume party. He figured it would make him stand out. On the morning of the broadcast, Colin strutted into the studio grinning proudly. Other volunteers wore normal outfits, but he looked like a walking lime. People stared, but Colin mistook the stares for admiration. What Colin did not realize was that the television studio used a green screen for its digital backdrops. The green wall allowed computers to project images behind the hosts, from city skylines to weather maps. And of course, anything green blended into the background as if it had vanished. The show went live at 9 sharp. The host introduced the segment with enthusiasm, explaining how volunteers would join in a silly exercise demonstration. Colin stood in the back row, waving to the cameras. At home, viewers immediately noticed something strange. While the other volunteers appeared perfectly normal, Colin's body was invisible. Only his face, hands, and shoes floated in the air, bobbing awkwardly as he tried to keep up with the exercises. Every time he lifted his arms, they vanished into the digital background. When he bent down, his torso disappeared completely. The image was ridiculous. A disembodied head and 2 hands were flailing around on live television. In the control room, producers panicked. One of them shouted, "Who let that guy in wearing green?" Another groaned, "Too late now, we are live." Meanwhile, Colin had no idea. He was busy performing squats and lunges, convinced he looked amazing. He even winked at the camera, unaware that only his head floated across the backdrop of a sunny skyline. Back at home, viewers erupted with laughter. Social media exploded with screenshots. People wrote captions like "Ghost Man invades morning show" and "Floating head does cardio on live TV." After the segment ended, Colin finally noticed something was wrong. The cameraman could not stop chuckling, and one of the producers ran over, covering her mouth to hide her laughter. "What?" Colin asked nervously. The host tried to be polite but could not hold it in. "You wore green on a green screen. You were invisible the whole time." Colin rushed to the nearest monitor and gasped. On screen, he looked like a cartoon mistake. His proud wink appeared as a giant floating eye hovering above the skyline. His big stretch showed only a disembodied hand waving at the audience. His jaw dropped. "I thought I looked sharp." "You looked like a ghost," replied the host, still laughing. By that evening, the clip had gone viral. Millions of people watched the footage of the man who vanished on live TV. Memes spread everywhere. Someone edited the video so Colin appeared to fly across outer space. Another put his floating head on a weather map, predicting rain with dramatic gestures. The next day, strangers recognized him on the street. "Hey, you are the disappearing suit guy," someone shouted. Others waved and yelled, "Where did your body go?" Colin tried to be embarrassed, but eventually he gave up and laughed along. After all, he had always wanted to be famous. He had not expected to achieve it by becoming a floating head on television, but in a way it was perfect. From then on, whenever he wore the green suit, friends teased him, "Careful, Colin. You might disappear again." And Colin would grin and reply, "Maybe that is my superpower."